Welcome to the Writers Clinic. In today's episode, you will allow me to write a letter to God and express a few sentiments about our departed hero and other heroes who went before him. That is Ken Walibora and other heroes like Professor Francis Imbuga, Mwangi Gicheru, Margaret Ogola, Oludhe Macgoye, and Macgoye. That is why this is an open letter to the Almighty. As you are aware, Ken Walibora left us, and he is on his way to join other writers who left before him. These writers include Macgoye, Francis Imbuga, Margaret Ogola, Oludhe Macgoye, Mwangi Gicheru, and others. The idea of a letter to God is not a new one. Not long ago, I published a book entitled Letter to God. This book depicts the life of a lonely child who writes a letter to God asking him to help her mother get another baby. This book has inspired me to write a letter to God. God, when Ken Walibora arrives, send a strong delegation to pick him from the airport. That is if there is an airport in heaven. Send the team of Professor Francis Imbuga, Macgoye, Mwangi Gicheru, Oludhe Macgoye, Margaret Ogola, to get him from the airport. On arrival at the gates of the palace, let the team lead him to the high table of great writers from Kenya. I suspect they occupy one table as brothers and sisters from Kenya. As you know, we believe that when a great man or woman dies, he or she becomes an ancestor. These writers are our creative ancestors, and they have a duty over us. According to what I was told, they have powers to inspire us to live by your will. Walibora was one of the finest Kenyan writers of Kiswahili and English expression. He gave us works of everlasting value, including Siku Njema, Kufa Kuzikana, and Ndoto ya America. And my all-time favorite, a novella entitled Innocence Long Lost. Make him comfortable so that his spirit can inspire us who have remained behind. Let Professor Francis Imbuga pour a libation to welcome him. Professor Francis Imbuga left us behind with a lot of sorrow. And we are so many of us who have been left as his intellectual orphans. He gave us, among other books, Betraying the City, Man of Kafira, Miracle of Remera, and Shrine of Tears. God, provide him with the necessary juices he liked taking while here with us. Let him take them small, small, as he used to say. He told us the juices that enabled him create imaginative worlds that have left a mark on earth are important. God, as you know, writers never die. They only exit the stage and leave their influence in the veins of those left behind. God, the Almighty. Our great lady Oludhe Macgoye is also seated on that table. She gave us great works including Coming to Birth, Homing In, Murder in Majengo, Chira, and that famous poem we simply called Atienoyo. With humility, I ask you to give her good health to oversee our creative endeavors. I know these writers are also seated with my friend Wahome Mutai, famously known as Whispers. That was a great man when he was here. We will never forget 3 Days on the Cross and many other books that he gave us. God, give him the juices he liked taking while he was here, so that he can continue to offer oversight role on us who have remained here attempting to create works of literature. God, pass my greetings to Margaret Ogola. She gave us The River and the Source. This book helped us appreciate the value of our mothers and sisters. With humility, I ask you to preserve a good chair for Mwangi Gicheru. He gave us that famous book, Across the Bridge, among other books. These men and women were principled. They lived life as it should be lived here on earth. They made us laugh sometimes and cry at other times. They created worlds of imagination by imitating you. They saw things that ordinary eyes could not see. They had the ability to get into our hearts and brains to discover those feelings and thoughts that disturb us. These men and women painted the picture of how our own inhumanity destroys your will. They spend their time here not hurting people. God, preserve a dignified table for them. These men and women had a passion for literature and creative writing. Let the example inspire many to continue with the job that they valued most. On that note, we come to the end of today's episode. And today we focused on a letter that we wrote to God. Coming to you from Kahasukari Avenue, 1335. On behalf of my crew, Pambi and Neka, I would like to welcome you again and again for other episodes. God bless you.